Israel's Temple Mount is open for the first time in more than a month as the ceasefire remains in place. But officials are making it clear this is only a pause for negotiations.
The joint force remains ready if ordered or called upon to resume combat operations.
The president reinforcing the message on Truth Social, announcing all U.S. military forces will remain in the region until an agreement is reached. Negotiations are now the focus, with the White House confirming talks will center on a new U.S. 15-point proposal, including hard red lines that counters Iran's 10-point plan that includes what it calls its right to enriched uranium.
The president's red lines, namely the end of Iranian enrichment in Iran, have not changed. And the idea that President Trump would ever accept an Iranian wish list as a deal is completely absurd.
There's also uncertainty over the Strait of Hormuz. Iran says it's still closed due to Israeli attacks on Hezbollah, but the administration says there's an uptick in traffic. The U.S. is demanding the strait remain open without any tolls or restrictions. Vice President J.D. Vance will lead a team to begin negotiations in Pakistan on Saturday.
The deal is a ceasefire, a negotiation. That's what we give. And what they give is the straits are going to be reopened. If we don't see that happening, the president is not going to abide by our terms if the Iranians are not abiding by their terms.
Trump promises unprecedented force if Iran doesn't comply. But reports indicate Iran has not yet publicly agreed to those terms, even claiming victory over the U.S. on state television.
What Iran says publicly or feeds to all of you in the press is much different than what they communicate to the United States, the president and his team privately.
In a Tuesday press conference, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth says the U.S. entered this conflict using only 10% of its combat firepower, but with devastating effect.
Their top leadership was systematically eliminated. The previous Iranian Supreme Leader, dead. The Supreme National Security Council Secretary, dead. The Supreme Leader Office Advisor, dead. The Supreme Leader Military Office Chief, dead. The Defense Minister, no longer with us.
And new reports indicate Iran's current supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, who was injured in the same airstrike that killed his father, Iran's former leader, is unconscious and being treated for a severe condition outside Tehran. While the ceasefire holds, the U.S. and Israel make clear it does not extend to Lebanon. But Iran threatens an end to the truce if Israel continues attacks on Hezbollah. This comes on the heels of what the IDF describes as the largest coordinated strike on Lebanon since the start of the war.
I want to convey that we have more goals to complete, and we will achieve them either by agreement or by resuming the fighting, because we're ready to return to combat at any moment required. The finger is on the trigger.
Netanyahu says Israel is not surprised by Trump pursuing a peace deal and remains proud to fight shoulder to shoulder with American forces for the first time in history.
Our American warriors deserve the credit for this day, but God deserves all the glory.